Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Talking City podcast from the Manchester Evening News. I'm Tyrone Marshall, joined as ever by Simon Bajkowski. Before we get into the international business and a few city talking points, a word for our sponsors, NordVPN. To get the best from your NordVPN subscription, go to nordvpn.com/talkingcity. That link will give you 4 months extra on Nord's typical 2-year plan. There's also Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not getting what you expected, you can get your money back. At least I presume that's what it means anyway. The link is in the description, so feel free to click on that and get started with NordVPN. That's nordvpn.com/talkingcity. Simon, how are we?
I'm very well, Ty. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good.
Quite a peaceful international break.
Yeah.
Apart from the Chargers have dropped.
Imminent.
Always coming every international break.
Every summer. It's been running out of steam, isn't it?
I feel very smug every time it doesn't happen. I'm like, I told you it wasn't coming. Not that I know when it is coming.
If they come next week now, you won't be feeling smug, will you?
No.
This will be clipped up and redistributed.
But they've not come as of 1 o'clock on Friday,
no.
I'm happy. I can hopefully have the weekend.
I was going to say, it's not going to ruin our weekend, is it? Like
no.
Famously what ruined your Valentine's
They did get into a habit of like 5 p.m. statements, 6 p.m. statements.
Yeah, they did.
At least the charges when they did actually drop were like 10 a.m., which is quite nice.
You did famously get your Valentine's night ruined one year by UEFA.
Yeah.
That was good.
Never forgotten them.
No. Your marriage has survived.
Just about, or it's failed for other reasons, but it's it's fine. I always say these things and don't know how to get out of them. But Manchester City,
feels like a different podcast. That probably one the listeners would rather listen to. But
maybe
we'll put the link to that one in the episode description.
The Lonely Hearts column.
But yes, Manchester City. It's not loads going on, but do stick with us. Nico O'Reilly, no debut. England last night, played pretty well again, but O'Reilly didn't get on. Nice to see him called up, good experience, but he's probably not going to play now.
I don't know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Thomas Tuchel is a weird manager. I don't want to say a weird man because I don't know him, but and I like what I see from him.
I've done a few press conferences with him in European games. He's unbelievable in press conferences.
He's great, isn't he? Yeah.
As he showed last night by slagging off the England fans.
Well, like just says some very weird things. I mean, not as weird as saying that Bellingham's behaviour was repulsive. His mum found it repulsive. Like, oh, manna from heaven stuff.
Yeah, I think she's not the only mother that finds it repulsive.
But like leaving Bellingham out and leaving Foden out, and it's some quite big calls. And Nico O'Reilly felt like a good call up. Like you feel like his time with England will come sooner or later. But it's also in this weird thing where like I'm not sure anyone thinks that Tuchel's sticking around after the World Cup.
No, very
much feels like I've got this job for a year, so I can do whatever I want with it and play whoever I want and upset whoever I want.
And he's focused on experience, isn't he? Like he's called older players.
Yeah, so quite strange then to pick O'Reilly, but then not play him, especially when you scored 3 against Wales in 10 seconds.
There's not a lot of left backs about, I guess, is there?
No.
And it has been a pretty stratospheric rise. I mean, he's never even played for under 21.
Yeah. So, I'm not going, oh my God, why is he calling him up if he's not played him? But it is slightly strange, but then Tuchel's slightly strange.
Yeah.
But the fact that O'Reilly will be kicking himself. He's just signed a new deal, hasn't he? Could have had another 10 grand on if he'd if it was an England international.
England squad appearance, $5 grand for a squad appearance, 10 grand for a cap, maybe.
Yeah,
going rate, we're saying.
Some nice bonuses. City rubbing their hands with glee at that. But I think if he plays like he did for the last month, then he will be called up in November, even if he doesn't play against Serbia. Played Serbia?
No, they're playing Albania. No, they're playing Latvia.
They played Serbia.
A couple of on-the-ball football journalists.
Well, at least they played Serbia recently.
They've played Serbia.
Yeah. They're playing Latvia
on Tuesday.
Yeah, and that is a qualifier.
It is a World Cup qualifier.
Whereas
Wales
was a friendly. Yeah. Well, I have heard, because I was looking at how close Erling Haaland and Norway are to qualifying.
Yes, well, we're going to come on to Erling Haaland, actually, and they are quite close to qualifying, and there's a very interesting game next month that we might touch on as well. I guess the other thing of note so far in international break for City is Reinders scoring last night. I don't know if you've seen the goal. It is comical from a defensive and goalkeeping point of view. But I was doing a piece on him for lunch, actually. He had 12 starts for club and country now. He's had a shot in every one.
Right.
He's had 24 shots for City.
Yeah.
He's only scored the one goal on the opening day of the season, but it feels like lots more goals are coming. He's a real goal threat, isn't he?
He's very shot heavy, and he had one at Brentford that made the corner flag that was comical as well. And I think there's been a kind of negative skew towards Reinders because he was so good in the Palermo friendly, and then he was so good at Wolves, and rightly talked about as one of the greatest Premier League debuts ever, in part I think because few people do have an amazing debut. But his was very, very good. And then since then he's kind of gone a bit off the boil, it seems, but I think he's going to be defined by goals and assists more than general play. And I think he has that one at Monaco that hit the underside of the bar. Was it underside or Foden's was the underside?
Foden's was the underside of the bar. His hit the meat of the bar.
Lush off the bar, yeah.
But he had that chance.
But then Brentford, very good Kelleher save. So if he scores if those two goals go in, those two shots go in, then we're talking about him 3 goals already as a new signing in the Premier League and 2 assists maybe. So yeah, I think, like you say, they're kind of around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. My fantasy team thinks they're around the corner as well.
They hope so. Yeah,
He's firmly staying put. But
that is, I mean, not to turn it into an FPL podcast, but I think we've both had Reinders in from the start.
Possibly not. I don't think I had him in from the start. I think I was late on the bandwagon. I strongly considered him.
Yeah, well, I've had him in from the start. And whenever you think about taking him out, which I have done, you always just think he's got something, he could offer something. And I think, they're going away to Brentford. Well, Haaland might score and it might be a Reinders pass on a breakaway. You always feel like he'll be involved in something, and he wasn't, but he nearly scored. I think there was another game, it might have been, Palermo, he missed a sitter, but there was another game recently, or maybe Burnley, where it looked set up for him to score and he didn't.
Yeah,
I feel like he goes close a lot.
He does seem to go close a lot. I think I've noted the 24 shots he's had, 13 have been inside from the box.
Right,
which shows the positions he takes up. On the average shot inside the box, it's normally a reasonable enough chance.
So
it does show he gets in pretty good positions.
Yeah, he just has to sort of make sure he doesn't turn into the next Kyle Walker and all of his shots go deflected.
Well, his were mostly from outside 2 boxes.
Thunderers.
So, but yes, 2 players who are yet to play on international duty, Donnarumma and Haaland, will both be playing tonight, I think, Friday.
I think Haaland's Saturday night. Saturday tea time.
Sorry, yes. So presumably Italy will be the same time as well.
Maybe,
the same group, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've no idea if that's how it works, but we'll skip over that. We should do some more research, really, shouldn't we?
It's international break.
Well, exactly. Who cares? But they have been... You've done City's player ratings of the season so far this morning.
I have.
I have bookmarked it to read later. But I noticed that you tweeted that Haaland had got a 10.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say Donnarumma is, if not second, then very high up the list as well?
I gave 5 8s. And Donnarumma was one of the 8s. And someone tweeted me this morning and said he should have been a 9. And I thought...
He's an 8.9.
Yeah, I think so. I think I factored in that he wasn't actually here for the first 3 games, and then maybe could do better for the Arsenal goal. Yeah. Well, he could have done better for the Arsenal goal, but he was so good in the Arsenal game otherwise that they likely would have conceded beforehand. But still, like you say, an 8.9 probably.
They've been great, though, haven't they? The pair of them.
They've been amazing. And it's but they seem to absolutely love each other, and they had a bit of a relationship before they came, but then it just looks so good. They're both so massive, and they both love being massive and love being on the same team, and they seem to have struck up a partnership. And it's Donnarumma gives me Ibrahimovic vibes a bit.
Yeah.
You know, like he's so tall and he's
yeah.
got so much about him. And Haaland was doing an interview and he was sort of saying like, well, he's the best keeper in the world. So like maybe you've got that bit of extra motivation to score against him. But at the same time, there's maybe that little bit where you're thinking, oh God, he's the best keeper in the world.
Well, I think we saw that with Igor Thiago on Saturday. You looked up and thought, I can't score here, can I?
But that's it. It just needs one player to do that. And that is the difference between a draw and a win and stuff like that. And it's those kind of like intangibles that make such a big difference. But like, yeah, and similar to Diaz, it's just a feel, isn't it, when he's on the pitch?
And
when
pair
you
of
see
them
him.
have got a massive aura, haven't they?
Yeah.
Especially in a way, Donnarumma for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The comparison with Ibrahimovic is interesting because they're both, I think you probably think both of them are taller than they actually are.
Yeah.
But almost like the way they carry themselves and just look, they feel like giants, basically, don't they?
Yeah, and Donnarumma did the pre-Napoli press conference and he was lovely and so humble and like, you know, saying everything needs to be for the team, but like, he's just got that warrior mentality when he goes onto the pitch and you think, oh God, you don't want to get in his way. But like, he's the kind of guy you would absolutely love to be on your team. But it's that feeling. I don't think telly picks it up as much, does it? But when we watch him live, it is just, there's a feeling of like, they're probably not going to concede here.
Yeah. He's brought a lot to the team, hasn't he?
There was a moment at Brentford when Coyote lined up his first long throw, and it was actually a foul throw, which was very funny in its own right. But just before he took it, Donnarumma just absolutely shoved the attacker out of the way, and the ref came over to him and was like, "You can't do that." But that for me is the first time where it's been properly like Ederson would not have done that, and there were so many times Ederson kind of got caught in situations like that. But Donnarumma just doing that just set the tone and said, no one's going to mess with me. You're not getting in my space. I'm getting the ball. And that must make a difference to everyone in front of him.
Yeah, I would think so. Definitely. I mean, it's funny you mentioned them being a partnership, given they could not play any further away from each other. But I see what you mean. I think back to Donnarumma's debut against United and he made that save from Mbuemo and Haaland came on the scene and chest bumped him. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that impact registered on the Richter scale, the size of those two chest bumping. You know, they obviously had this relationship beforehand through Mino Raiola as both being clients of Raiola's. But there seems to be some kind of bond there between them, doesn't it? It does feel like they're kind of leaders at the other end of the pitch.
Well, again, they walked off the pitch together at Brentford and it was like, normally you get like little and large, don't you? Whereas this is just large and large walking off together. But it does feel like they set the standards at both ends of the pitch and it's up to everyone in the middle to meet that.
Yeah.
But it seems that they are both really loving like their role in the team. And that is helping everyone else in the team.
Yeah, well, they're both superstars, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they also both feel like they're very team-centred. Haaland maybe more than ever this year, but it does feel like they're both at the service of the team. Donnarumma spoke really nicely about Haaland in that press conference you mentioned. You know, having superstars in teams doesn't always work, but like I say, it does feel that these two are kind of the humble superstars that you want.
But you also...
even if Donnarumma won't sit next to Haaland anymore, of course, on the plane.
Yeah, but you forget about human relationships as well. Yeah. And like Haaland, one of the people he was closest to was Grealish, who's now God, which must be not hard for him, but he's got to adapt to that. And another of the players that he kind of naturally gravitated towards was De Bruyne, who... for similar reasons to Donnarumma, really, like a superstar. And, you know, still when Haaland talks about people supplying him with goals, he's always like, well, Kevin's different, but everyone else. So he's kind of lost that. So it's nice I think it's helped Haaland to have Donnarumma arrive and, you know, to have someone who you have so many similarities with in terms of how you see the game and the things that you want to do in the game.
Yeah. Pep called them important pieces after the win at Brentford. I mean, it feels as if that's maybe even underselling it. They're getting City points almost on their own at times, aren't they?
Yeah, it feels like they're the queen and king on a chessboard, doesn't it? Really, like they are the two most important pieces, at the minute, and yeah, Haaland is scoring the goals and
scored City's last 5.
Yeah, and Donnarumma has not lost a game and has kept 3
clean sheets.
3 out of 7, is it?
3 out of 6.
Oh yeah, he didn't play at Huddersfield. Yeah, but it's. I mean, we've said it, but you speak to people at the club and they say, like, after Brighton, like, everyone was thinking, oh my God, what is going on? Where do we go? And then to just make that transformation and just be like, you know what, this is fine. And again, like the Arsenal game, they got loads of stick for, but that is getting, like, compared to the Atletico game from a few years ago of like, we have not defended this well in ages. And, you know, it was one moment at the end that actually caught them and the equaliser. But like, they've taken such contentment from the fact that they defended so well. And Donnarumma and Haaland, because we shouldn't forget Haaland's kind of overall game has improved massively. And when you see him like leading defensive set pieces and things like that, you think, wow, he's really getting stuck in.
Yeah.
They're just a level above everyone else at the minute, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Guardiola made a good point about Donnarumma on Sunday, and that's what you need when you're a goalkeeper at a big club. So much of it is down to concentration. In the first 48 minutes, he didn't need to bring his boots, never mind his gloves. City with that dominance, and then the one moment he's called on to preserve a lead, he does it, and it was noticeable. You know, we were watching bits of Brentford United the week before in the press room at City, before Burnley, and Thiago goes through against Altay-Bayindir and smashes this finish in off his left foot, and you're like, wow, that was impressive. And then he goes through against City, and he just looked panicked, didn't he, from the moment he looked up.
And there was a moment where, so Donnarumma is like quite up the pitch when that happens, and then Guardiola heads it backwards, and Donnarumma retreats as you should. And then I think he realised he's gone a bit too far, and he just makes like 2 steps forward. And I don't know if that then leads to the heavy touch from Thiago, but Thiago's suddenly gone from thinking, I've got this much between me and him, to like, oh no, there's this much and he's got to get the ball.
Yeah, I can't even see the goal right now.
Yeah. So, but it's those things, and it's like, having the awareness and being so switched on to be able to make those corrections and adjustments is really kind of top tier stuff.
And Haaland, there's something about him this season, isn't there? I think we've touched on it a couple of times. He just looks different. He feels different. I think he said last week it was down to having a child. I've wondered about the leadership thing and whether that's kind of almost a stroke of genius from Guardiola adding into it, but it's a combination of both. But it feels like his game's gone to another level, but he's doing more as well, isn't he?
Yeah, and I spoke to a few people about this week, and I think the piece is going out tomorrow, so please read the piece. But talking about generally is off-field life and how he's got a child now, which also means that like his wife, his partner Isabel is, so she was pregnant for most of last season, or a fair chunk of last season, and then he lost one of like his really close friends last season who died unexpectedly. At quite a not a young age, but younger than you should, and that has to have an effect. And he's now coming through the other side of that, and he's moved house from outside. When he first came to Manchester, he was in the city centre, and that was great for a 22-year-old who wants to live a bit, but not when you're the superstar that is Erling Haaland. And now he's in a leafier bit of Greater Manchester, and he can, he can go out for walks with the baby and things like that, and he doesn't get harassed because, but also he does like. I'm told he does absolutely love being a dad and like getting properly stuck in at home. But it is just very funny that a man who has sort of like gone to California to get these glasses to help him sleep better and doing all these things like the 0.01% is now like basically found the secret is just being tired out by your kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we know the piece next time he goes on his route.
But again, these things just get like, glossed over, don't they, and forgotten. But like, he is probably going to be playing better if he's just in a happier place, and he is going to be more content if he's got a baby rather than his partner being pregnant and things like that.
Yeah, it does distract you as well, doesn't it? You don't go home taking your work home, or go home thinking about football or thinking about those missed chances. When you go home,
the second you get through the door,
it's like, at that age, my nappy needs changing.
Yeah, you got 8 nappies to change.
Yeah, it's something different. But as soon as you get through the door, the kids don't care about.
No.
And it works for every walk of life, doesn't it? The kids don't care what goal you've missed or what you've written today or anything. They just want to play and
they want your attention.
They want your attention, regardless of what you've done at work or whatever. So, I think lots of players, don't they, speak about how it kind of almost taking that focus away from being so concentrated on football actually helps their football.
Yeah. And why wouldn't it work for Haaland just as it works for everyone else?
Yeah.
But you're right in that, there is just something about him. And there even seems like he seems less unhappy when he misses chances. And he has, as we've spoken about, like, called the players out a fair bit this season already. But he's done kind of as part of a collective. It's not just, I'm really great and they're rubbish.
Includes himself every time, doesn't he?
Yeah. But he's really relishing this chance to get better and to sort of, lead City to better things. And already there's a lot of people saying, well, I don't know if City can win the title, but if they can, it'll be because Haaland drags them there.
Well, I was just going to say, they're probably the best goalkeeper and striker in the Premier League. And if they continue at this level, City are going to go very close, aren't they?
Yeah, there will be. It's hard not to be competitive in every game when they're like that. And we should, obviously point out the whole team, because Haaland only scores because he gets the service. And I think a lot of the time last season, his service just disappeared. But he is also the one driving, I saw an interview he'd been saying like Phil Foden's really close to clicking with him, and then Doku and things like that. Things look really good right now, and I think the end of this next block of fixtures, they've got Liverpool at home. Let's see how they look after that, because I think if you ask people after the Brighton game, what will Man City versus Liverpool look like, you'd think not great. But now, I wouldn't say City start the game as favourites, but maybe by November the 8th or whenever they play, they do.
Yeah, I think if you're playing it on Saturday next week, City would be favourites.
I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
On current, given what's happened over the last few weeks, I think it would be. An awful lot can change before then.
Yeah.
But like I say,
but an awful lot has changed to be able to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think Haaland and Donnarumma are a big part of that, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. But maybe only one of them can go to the World Cup.
Yes.
They will play each other in November I don't know if it's the last game in that group.
It's the last game,
The last game in that group.
Yeah.
Norway 5 out of 5 at the moment. They've got Israel at home
on Saturday.
Yeah. Italy play twice, I think, this break.
Right.
Norway,
so Italy could go ahead of them. No. Could draw level on points.
No, they'd still be behind because Norway have beaten Italy.
No, but Norway only play one qualifier this time.
Right, got you. Yeah,
so Italy could. Italy could draw level if they win both of their games.
Italy get a game behind already.
Oh, right, okay.
I think they'll still be behind. Italy must play twice.
Right, okay, and then twice in November.
Norway only play once in November. But that's going to be a fascinating game, isn't it? And I think whoever finishes runners-up, presuming it's not Israel, but whoever finishes runners-up will have the playoff to get through.
Yeah.
But especially, Donnarumma, I was going to say, he's been to a World Cup. I'm not sure he actually has, given Italy have lost the last two. Or not qualified for the last two. But for Haaland, this is like Norway's golden generation, isn't it? It's going to be a huge thing if he can score the goals to get them to a World Cup.
And it's something that I interviewed Haaland when he just joined City, so 2022, and I was struck then at how passionate he was about Norway and the Norwegian national team and about getting them there. And it must be such a responsibility on his shoulders. But like the last major tournament they were at was 2000, which he was born in 2000, so they were probably out before he was born. And the last World Cup was 98.
Yeah.
Or they're the only World... No, they were 94. So the last World Cup was 98. So, like, it is a generational thing. Whether they are a golden generation or not, like, it's been a full generation since they were last at one. And also, it's kind of like a pride thing within the Baltic nations, because, like, Sweden had their run of a lot of success while having, like, Ibrahimovic, who is, you know, Norway want Haaland to be their kind of Ibrahimovic and send them to finals and stuff like that. But nothing had really gone for them. And there's this thing about like Odegaard can't assist Haaland and things like that in it. And like a surprise at how those two players couldn't click. But now suddenly everything's clicked in this qualifying campaign. They beat Italy 3-0.
They did,
in June. So I know Italy were in, was it Spalletti's last game or one of them?
I think didn't he announce he was being sacked
I think so.
Take the next game away? Something like that. It was very Italian, wasn't it?
Yeah. But they just kind of like won a load of games all in quick succession. It was like, oh, they've nearly qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I think it's Israel at home, Estonia at home, and then Italy away.
Yeah.
And so presuming they beat Israel and Estonia, like as long as, I don't know if it's goal difference or head to head, but like I say, they beat Italy 3-0. So either way, they're in a very good.
They've also won 11-1
in
games.
Yeah.
Pretty solid, isn't it?
And I think, I think Haaland at the minute is motivated. I'm not saying he wasn't motivated last season, but I think it was hard to stay motivated while everything was falling down. But I think he's got the bit between his teeth for club and country, and he's really desperate to, like, as desperate as he is to get City back. I think if he could choose like another Premier League title or the World Cup, I think he'd probably go World Cup.
Big.
That's the Kyle Walker claim, innit? That's I give up a title, but like he is really, really proud to be Norwegian and wants to take them because as well, he's probably had people on his case every day for the last 6 years saying, why don't you get us to the World Cup?
Yeah. Well, with a bit of luck, he'll have both. That's all for this week's episode. We'll be back on Monday. It won't be Sight, but myself and Alex James on Monday. We'll be talking a little bit of Jack Grealish as well. Got some insight from the Everton end on Grealish ahead of next week's game, even though, of course, he can't play, but doing very well over there. So join us on Monday. Remember to leave us a like in the meantime. Leave us a review if you've enjoyed this podcast. Subscribe to get it in your feed. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our video content. For now, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you all on Monday.